This episode of TechZulu is brought to you by BuzzVoice. BuzzVoice lets you listen to the web's top news and blogs everywhere.
Hey everyone, Amanda Coulong with TechZulu.com. We are here in Palm Desert at Demo, and I am with Brian Dougherty of Airset. How are you?
Pretty good.
So you've already been on stage, right?
Yes, I can relax now. I've done my demo.
Well, you think you're done, but you have to tell us a little bit more. So, you know, Airset, we've got a personal cloud computer. What does that mean? There's so much talk about cloud.
So this is really targeted at ordinary people, that you can have your own computer that sits up in the cloud, that's got a hard disk and a suite of web applications, and will act as a web server for you. So if you want to publish a website or publish content to the web, and that's just the start. When you first register for the service, you get a personal cloud computer, but you can then add shared group cloud computers for all the important groups in your life. So I've got one for my family. We of course use one at work to coordinate the company. I've got one for my extended family. And so the idea is that you can have these computers in the web that you can share files with, you can work on documents together, you can share a calendar, and you can get all the important groups in your life organized in one place. So that, you know, for example, on our calendar application, I can click and just see my personal calendar, but with one click I can say, show me the overlap of my work calendar, my family calendar, my school calendar, and everything else.
Now, someone might say, how is this different from Google Apps? You know, software as a service, you know, applications like that.
Well, I mean, it certainly fits in that same ilk, right? You know, and I guess what I would say is
the target audience more, right?
Yeah, but if you look at the way Google Apps is structured, it's like you go and you get a personal account for Google Apps. There is an idea of somehow managing all the different groups in your life in one place with Google Apps. So, you know, when you look at our interface, there's an ability to rotate through the cloud computers. So, and each of those are their own private space. And there's nothing like that in Google Apps. And our view is actually not to compete in a specific app space. Like, for example, we right now integrate Zoho, Writer, and Sheet, which is a third party, just like Google. And if Google were to add, Google just acquired a company who has APIs so that you can run their app in another environment. We'd integrate the Google apps into our environment as well. So I think what you're seeing happening in the cloud is APIs are starting to become more and more common to allow a lot of interaction, and people like us can come along and do a neater way of getting at all this stuff, and more accessible, right? It's like the difference between, I think the Google app look and feels a little clunky, and we think we can make it more friendly for people.
So if you're targeting the general consumer that maybe doesn't use Google Apps and using terms, are you using terms like cloud? I mean, what's the lexicon that you're using for the general consumer?
So we think at this point most general consumers have heard the term cloud computer, but have no idea what it means or how they would take advantage.
I know my mom doesn't understand.
So our tagline is cloud computing for the rest of us, right? So we're hoping that'll entice people who go, I've heard about these things, but every time I've gone to look at it, I don't understand it. Somebody's now saying they're making that accessible. I'll check it out. And then we think we've got an easy enough user interface that people can get into it.
Now, would you say that one of your targets would be the getting things done movement, the GTD types?
Yeah, in fact, I own my own personal cloud computer. We also make it easy for you to kind of like put widgets together to build your own apps. And I have a little getting things done widget that I have my next actions and deferred actions on. And that's definitely a use of the product.
Now, is it free? What's your model? Are you going to have a freemium model or?
Freemium model. So it starts, the free cloud computer, you get 1 gigabyte of storage, you get, rich suite of web apps. You have the ability for it to be a web server, but for just $2.95 a month, so less than the cost of a Starbucks latte, you can have a secure, and there's ads on the free model. So for the $2.95 a month, you get rid of the ads, you get 5 gigabytes of storage, and you get a more secure environment.
And last thing, what's the biggest question that you get from the regular, average, everyday consumer when it comes to cloud? What's the biggest question that they ask about the cloud?
How will I use it?
And what's your answer?
All right, we'll let you share with everybody you care about.
Great. Well, there you go. Congratulations on being here at Demo. Where can people find Airset?
At www.airset.com.
Great. Well, thank you so much, everyone. Brian Dougherty. Exactly. Brian Dougherty over here with Airset, and I'm Amanda Coulong reporting from Demo, and this is TechZulu.com.